Today, on Guess What I Found Out, we are leaving dry land behind entirely because we are heading down into the ocean, past the point where sunlight gives up, and straight into a members-only club that apparently only accepts giants. Before we dive, quick business. Last video, we filed the second rap sheet against your cat. 8 more crimes, still no plea deal. So if you have not seen that one yet, Curious George, go settle that score first. This ocean is not going anywhere. Now, picture the ocean like a very unforgiving apartment building. The top floor, the epipelagic zone, gets all the sunlight and all the roommates, colourful fish, coral, plankton parties every day. Head down a few floors to the twilight zone and the lights start flickering. Then, below 1,000 meters, you hit the midnight zone, where the only light left is coming from the actual bodies of squid and anglerfish, because the building stopped paying its electric bill centuries ago. Keep descending past 6,000 meters into the trenches, the deepest of which is the Mariana Trench, and the pressure alone could turn a soda can into a pancake. And yet, against every reasonable expectation, something is living down there, and it is enormous. This is deep-sea gigantism, the supersized club, the tendency for deep ocean animals to grow far larger than their shallow water cousins. And today, we are meeting its members. Before we get to the giants themselves, we need to talk about the buffet they are all fighting over, because past 400 meters, sunlight cannot support photosynthesis anymore, which means the entire base of the food chain disappears. What is left is called marine snow, a slow drifting rain of dead plankton, waste, and decomposing bits falling from the brighter water above. It is not much, but some animals build their whole lives around catching it, like the vampire squid, which extends 2 long filaments to snag drifting particles 900 meters down. Marine snow simply cannot support very many mouths, so competition for anything bigger than a snack becomes brutal, and that pressure is a big part of why some animals eventually stopped being prey altogether and became giants instead. First up, the kraken's stunt double, otherwise known as the giant squid. For most of human history, this thing existed only as sailor legend. And honestly, nobody managed to photograph a live one in its natural habitat until the year 2004, when 2 Japanese researchers finally caught one on camera nearly 1,000 meters down. The largest specimen ever recovered stretched about 13 meters, roughly the length of a school bus, weighing close to 275 kilograms. And scientists think its sheer size is basically a promotion. Grow big enough and you graduate from prey to top predator, because almost nothing left in the ocean wants to fight something that size. It grabs prey with 2 tentacles that are dramatically longer than its 8 arms, which is basically nature's version of extending your reach specifically so you never have to get close enough to be bitten back. Not fair. But here is where it gets stranger, because the kraken's stunt double is not even the biggest squid down there. That title goes to the colossal squid, and I'm giving it a nickname it did not earn but absolutely deserves, the underachiever. The colossal squid is shorter than the giant squid behavior, up to 700 kilograms, and you would assume something that massive is out there ripping through the ocean like a torpedo. It is not. Its metabolism is so slow that one study estimated it burns roughly 45 calories a day, which is less than a granola bar, and needs only about 30 grams of food daily. A single fish could feed it for 200 days. This tracks with something called Kleiber's law, which says metabolism does not scale up in a straight line with body size. Bigger bodies are actually more efficient, and the colossal squid rides that efficiency all the way to a lifestyle of just floating there, using its dinner plate-sized eyes not to hunt, but mainly to watch for the one animal brave enough to hunt it. The sperm whale, which explains why so many sperm whales surface covered in circular sucker scars, souvenirs from squid that clearly did not go down without a fight. While we are floating around doing nothing, do not forget to like this video, unless you want karma to hand you a slow metabolism and zero motivation for the rest of the week, which arguably some of you are already living. Next up, we have the ancient icicle itself, the Greenland shark. This creature can reach up to 7 meters long and tip the scales at over 1,000 kilograms. Living in Arctic waters so cold, honestly, it would probably stop your heart. And thanks to that same slow metabolism strategy we keep seeing, the Greenland shark doesn't just get big, it gets old. Radiocarbon dating of the proteins in its eyes suggests these sharks live at least 272 years, with the oldest tested individual estimated somewhere between 270 and, 500 years old. That means some Greenland sharks swimming around right now were already alive before Columbus set sail, before the Sistine Chapel even had a ceiling, just quietly cruising along at less than 1 mile an hour, while entire civilizations rose and fell somewhere above them. They don't even reach reproductive age until they're about 1.5 centuries in. And in one of the more unfair twists nature has ever pulled, many of these sharks go blind, simply because a parasitic crustacean attaches itself directly to the eyeball and just stays there. Centuries of patience, and the reward is a permanent squatter on your eyeball. Honestly, nature's sense of humor can be pretty bleak. Here's where the story gets even stranger because, size alone isn't the whole explanation. There's this separate idea called Bergmann's rule, which says cold-blooded animals sometimes grow larger in colder water too. Though scientists will tell you this one is genuinely controversial and doesn't apply evenly across species. It just happens to show up dramatically in a few of our deep-sea giants. Case in point, the roly-poly that ate the rulebook, the giant isopod. Your average garden variety roly-poly is about 6 millimeters long. Its deep-sea relative, though, can hit 50 centimeters, and their strategy for surviving the scarcity down there is to eat an enormous meal when they find one, then do absolutely nothing for years. One isopod in a Japanese aquarium famously refused to eat for over 5 years and came out just fine. And recent research suggests part of the trick is a specific gene that quietly throttles their metabolism down in cold water, letting them idle for years, while the rest of us can't even idle through a lunch break. And, by the way, don't forget to answer today's poll in the comments too. And tell us your reasoning. We genuinely want to know. Even smaller creatures join this club. The gnat-sized amphipod you'd find in shallow water can grow into something called the supergiant amphipod, down in the depths, over 30 centimeters long. Big enough that something the size of a gnat up here becomes the size of a guinea pig down there. And one of its relatives, nicknamed the wood chipper of the abyss, lives all the way down in the Mariana Trench, and was found to carry a totally unique enzyme capable of converting driftwood directly into glucose, despite living in a zone with zero plant life, entirely on the off chance that a lucky piece of sunken driftwood ever drifts down 11,000 meters to its front door. That is the deep sea in one sentence. Animals evolving highly specific tools for meals that might show up once a decade, because down there you plan for scarcity, like your life depends on it. Because, it does. So there you have it, Curious George, an entire underworld of giants held together by scarce food, crushing pressure, freezing water, and metabolism so slow they make Monday mornings look ambitious. The next time someone tells you slowing down is a weakness, remind them a Greenland shark has been quietly outliving empires since before Columbus even left the dock. Like this video, follow the channel, and maybe, just maybe, appreciate your own fast metabolism and full-color vision a little more today. See you there, Curious George.